Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Oh, they just keep flowing over, but believe it or not, we're making progress. We just finished RAF. We're moving backwards through the R's, and that means we're on Rachmaninoff. Oh boy, and after doing 16 videos of Ravel, we've got a bunch to do of Rachmaninoff. Someone in the comments rather snippily said, oh God, don't do 16 of Rachmaninoff. Well, I don't think we're going to get to that, but who knows? We'll see when we get there, won't we? And what the hell is wrong with doing a lot of Rachmaninoff? He was wonderful. Yeah, he was. Terrific composer. Terribly underrated. I have to tell you my Rachmaninoff story, which I've told a million times before, but I think it really is an antidote to the Rachmaninoff haters out there, because he's tuneful and romantic and everyone loves him, and so people tend to get down on him. When I was doing the Cannes Classical Awards, one of the Lifetime Achievement winners was George Crumb, the great American composer George Crumb. It was an avant-garde avatar in contemporary music circles. And he came to accept the award, and he did a wonderful performance of his work, Mundus Canis, A Dog's Life, where he actually played percussion himself. And it was wonderful. And he's a delightful man. He was a delightful man. And he passed away just this past year, actually. A wonderful guy. And after we had a celebratory dinner afterwards, of course, and because he was going to be there, the cream of young Euro trash avant-gardists were there. They'd, driven over from Darmstadt or wherever they were hanging out. And they all had personal hygiene issues. I mean, I'll never forget, there was like a cloud of flies surrounding them. And they tackled Crumb right away. And I was sitting at the table with him, and a bunch of them came up, and one of them said, what music do you think is important? What are you listening to? And Crumb looked at them and said, well, he said, he had this sort of West Virginia accent, and very friendly. I think Rachmaninoff wrote some really great tunes, don't you? Boy, was that a conversation stopper. Oh, it was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I never forgot it. And after that, the conversation returned, and they slunk away back to their hidey holes, or the dens from which they had emerged. It was just delicious. Anyway, so we're talking about Rachmaninoff, and here is our first clump number one of Rachmaninoff stuff. What have we got here? Rachmaninoff Symphony number 2, with Francesca da Rimini attached, with the Svetlanov and the USSR State Symphony Orchestra. The Rachmaninoff is from 1985, and it's a very powerful performance. Yes, it's quite marvelous. And the Francesca is from 1968. And oh my goodness, it's all just so much fun. Svetlanov could be just painful and crazy, but what the hell? There it is. And he liked to do cuts and things like that. I mean, I can't remember if there are cuts here or not. I really don't. I think there are. I think the scherzo and the finale has a couple slices and edits and chops in it, but that's all right. It's Svetlanov with, Russian people screaming and yelling and playing and blasting away. Rachmaninoff Piano Concertos 1 and 2, Christian Zimmerman, the Boston Symphony, and Seiji Ozawa. Well, it's wonderful for Christian Zimmerman fans, isn't it? It's not my favorite Rachmaninoff. I think it's a little bit lacking in forward thrust. I like thrust. The music has to thrust, doesn't it? But, it's beautiful. I mean, everything Zimmerman does is beautiful, so it's lovely to listen to. Then we've got Emil Gilels on Yedang, doing Rachmaninoff, Daisies, Vocalese, a bunch of preludes, some Schumann Klavierstücke, Opus 32, and Brahms 4 Ballades, recorded in 1977. These are all Melodia things, and so I put this under Rachmaninoff because it's the first thing on the disc. But if you're a Gilels fan, you're going to want those. Rachmaninoff Piano Concertos 2 and 3, one with Richter and Kurt Sanderling, which is from 1959 in mono, the Leningrad Phil. You're going to want them for those reasons alone, although it's sort of a heavy-handed performance, as is the performance of number 3 with Victoria Postnikova and Rozhdestvensky from 1991. Everything they did was kind of slowish. They were slow and heavy. They were a power couple. They used to hang around and do things together. But, frankly, it's Russian and all that, but I kept it for that reason. I never listened to it. That's why it's overflowing. Symphony number 1, Isle of the Dead, the St. Petersburg Phil, formerly Leningrad, with Maris Janssens on EMI. This is a wonderful Rachmaninoff cycle. These are wonderful performances. The orchestra sounds great. The sound, it's okay. It's decent, but these are really taut, exciting performances. Yes, and I got that because it's a separate and because I get every recording of number 1 that I can get my hands on. The 4 piano concertos, Ashkenazi and Haitink. Now, he did these things endlessly, as you know, and his better concerto cycle was the one with Previn. There were better ones even before that of individual concerti, which we will get to. But, this was the digital remake because you had to redo everything in digital. I keep it because it's Ashkenazi and it's Rachmaninoff and it's Haitink and it's the Concertgebouw. It's very beautiful, but the earlier one is unquestionably more dynamic and exciting. It really is. Then we've got Rachmaninoff doing Rachmaninoff, of course. The Rachmaninoffs on Naxos. These are the Naxos reissues, which are quite good. Rachmaninoff's performances of his own piano concerti and the Paganini Rhapsody are really essential listening because his performances are not the heavy breathing, slop all over the music that you might expect. It may be they would have been earlier in his career. I don't know, but these are from the 1939, 40, 29. So from between 1929 and 1940. And Rachmaninoff died, remember, in 1943. And he wasn't that old, actually. He was 70, I believe. Yeah, 70. So he was, this is his later style, which became more classical, more sharply etched, more rhythmic, for the most part, at least, I think. But I'm only guessing if there was something earlier. But the reason you need to hear them is because he's the composer. And he was a great pianist and a great composer. And he played his own music with complete authority. And you've got Ormandy and Stokowski are the conductors with the Philadelphia Orchestra. These are classics. They're major, major, major classics. It's just, the sound sucks, but you have to learn to deal with that. And we will. Speaking of sound that sucks, there's this live Carnegie Hall Rachmaninoff Third with Ormandy and the New York Phil and Vladimir Horowitz. And it also includes the second piano sonata recorded in concert in 1980, which is actually pretty cool. But the concerto, again, I remember everyone just drooling over it. It never appealed to me, basically because the sonics were very average. And it's not terrible, but is it like shockingly, stellarly wonderful? No, it isn't. Despite being Horowitz, it just isn't. Horowitz fans have, chastised me for saying that and have raved and drooled. And you see people who say it's, the be-all and end-all. No. So that's the first Rachmaninoff clump. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.